What's up, YouTube? George's Silver Hunter back, and today we're going to be hunting $1,000 worth of small dollars from Fifth Third. I believe this is going to be a Brinks box. As you can see, I have already opened it at the bank just to make sure we had circulated rolls, because my biggest fear was I was going to get this first box and they were all going to be the exact same dollar coin. And I was excited to see some dirty coins, some ugly coins, and some Sacagawea, I'm sorry, not Sacagawea, but Susan B. Enders. So very, very excited to get into this. If you're keeping up with my channel, you know this was a challenge to start this new series. So this will be episode 1 from a channel member. His name is actually pronounced SHAKERIN. I think I'm pronouncing it right now. I think I said it wrong in the last video, but he challenged me to hunt these. He even sent along 2 sets of presidential dollar books that I'll be using, and I wanted to show off. I actually started this Eisenhower Anthony dollar book a long time ago based on just the coins I'd been picking up from teller trays and stuff like that. And it's almost full. But we'll get into these books at some point in the video. Right now, this is mostly full. I am missing a lot of the Susan B's. These are completely empty except for the 2 coins that SHAKERIN gave me. Of course, I have my Rubik's Cubes on the ready for when I need a break. I've got my microscope ready. I've got my scale if we need it to hunt dollars. Honestly, I don't think we will. Any of this equipment you can find in the description down below. I've got my Amazon links. Feel free to check that out. But I'm looking forward to jumping in here, finding some really nice dollars, and starting to fill up these books. So let's jump into it. Okay, so you guys are going to have to bear with me as we do this, because this is my first dollar coin hunt ever. I will be very honest, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'd like to give another quick shout out, if I could, to Alienated History. He's actually one of the only other coin roll hunters on YouTube I know that actually posts dollar hunt videos. He gave me a couple of ideas of things to look for, and then I did a little bit of research, and this document is one I printed out. It's a little bit wrong. I've already changed it, but this is in a document in the description down below that I have for all of the stuff I hunt when I hunt coins. But these are the things that we'll be at least keeping our eye out on or for today. You know, the series started at 2000 through 2008 for Sacagawea. We've got our presidential dollars running from 2007 to 2016 and 2020. And then, of course, we've got Native American dollars that run from 2009 to current. I've actually moved that up. The 1979 P wide rim is a variety we're looking for in the Susan B. Anthony. The 81 is pretty low mintage and tough to find. Of course, these 2 varieties, the Wounded Eagle and the Goodacre Presentation Finish, are worth tons and tons of money if you find one in really good shape. So, of course, we'll be keeping an eye out for those. And 2008 to 2012 is when the mintage really started dwindling down on these dollars. And you can see here in 2008, combined mintages on most of these 2008s was 172 million. All the way down to in 2012, between the Philadelphia and Denver for some of the 2012s, they were only 9.5 million. So super low mintage. As for NIFCs, lots and lots of them. 2002 to 2008 on the Sacagawea. 2012 to current year is also an NIFC. They only made enough to give out to collectors. And then from a variety standpoint, we're looking for edge letters that are missing, partial, inverted. And both of these really kind of speak a little bit down here. So if you look on PCGS, you'll see position A versus position B. And if you do find a variety, the direction of those letters matters, and I've described that down below. So you're welcome to download this if you decide to hunt some dollars. I had to make this because I need a cheat sheet that I really need to look at as I go through these. And we're going to go ahead and start with roll number 1. A box is $1,000. You get 40 rolls. And you can see here I've already got a 2000p on both ends of this one. So rather than our normal 50 rolls, we've got 40, so 8 rows of 5. And so nothing super blinging here. You can just look at the, excuse me, the edge here and see all the edge lettering. And the Susan B's are really easy to pick out because they have that clad edge. So I'll go ahead and pull those out first. See what years we have, and then just a quick... I'm not going to make you guys suffer through me figuring out what I have. I just kind of wanted to show quickly what some of the nicer ones might be. So we've got a John Tyler that looks pretty good. There's a John Adams. It's not in great shape. Let's see here. Sacagawea that's in okay shape. I mean, just looking through here, you know, here's a James Monroe. We've got a Rutherford B. Hayes. This is going to be one of the, of course, they make the year difficult to see. That's going to be one of the Native American or Sacagaweas. And, of course, we've got another 2000p. So, as you can see, it's going to take me a time to go through and learn all these things. Honestly, this is probably the nicest looking one out of that batch. As for years on our Susan B's, this is not the wide rim. It is a 1979. And is that a mint mark on there? That actually looks like an S. So a 1979 S right off the bat. Again, no wide rim on this 1979. We've got a Philly. I mean, the mint marks are microscopic. Another Philly. And another 1979. I think 79 is the most overproduced year, especially if you consider the book that I already have. I've already filled out all the Ikes. They're not all fantastic shape, but I was able to fill every hole. But over here on the Susan B's, I'm pretty much missing 79S all the way to 99S with just these three in here. So lots to fill in here. And I already showed you I've got a 79S, so we could have a hole filler right there. Okay, well, I'm going to go off camera, and as I find interesting things, I'll be sure to bring you in. All right, so we're on roll number 4, and I'm just bringing you in to give you a quick status update. This is how I learn anytime I do a new denomination of coin. I literally just leave them all out on the table and I make stacks, okay? So in the back, we've got our Susan B's, mainly all 79s. We've got 180, lots of 2000Ps, 2000Ds. I think we've got like one 2001 Sacagawea D. And then for the presidential dollars, I've got a split here, and it's like Philadelphia that way, Denver that way, and you can see the greater majority are 2007, then 2008. Then, you know, we kind of get lesser as we get into 9, 10, and 11, which makes sense because the mintages really started to drop. We do have a handful of coins that I've pulled out just because they're kind of really nice and probably book-worthy. So anything up there, I mean, I won't call out all the presidents, but you can see we have 4 of those. And I do have a couple of 79S's that I've put aside for the book. But I did want to bring in, not the greatest coin, but I did get a 2016 Gerald Ford. And we're talking super low mintages. I didn't look to see if it was the Philly or the Denver yet, but we're talking 5 million of these minted. I'm sure in the condition it's in, it's probably still only worth $1. But I was just excited to start getting into some of these later dates and seeing some much more low mintage presidential dollars. So that's kind of the update. I guess I should tell you too, we've got a couple of, I think they're called the Native American coins. We've got one of the Three Sisters. We've got one of the Great Law of Peace. And we've got one of the Mohawk Ironworkers. None of them are in great shape. If I had a book, I might just put them aside just so we had book fillers. But these are ones I'll hang on to until I get replacements. So also pretty cool to be finding a few of those. But that's the update. 4 rolls in. It's slow going, but it's actually kind of fun. Still on that same roll number 40, and I got through those Susan B's that I was just showing you a second ago, and we actually did have one keeper. This is the 1981. If you look real close, this is actually the San Francisco mint mark. And that guy is really, really low mintage at 3.492 million. You can see an MS63, according to Redbook, which is inflated, $22. Looking at PCGS, we really don't get out of the dollar range on this until we get to an MS60 grade, which I'm not sure we'd get there with this one, but it is a nice looking coin, and we'll definitely be finding a spot in the book unless we find another one. So we just got into roll number 5, and this was the first roll that was all, presidential dollars or Sacagaweas. We had no Susan B. Anthony's, and as I was going through them, I did happen to come across a pretty low mintage one, this Grover Cleveland. It is a Philadelphia. We do have a little bit of ring damage on it, but overall it's a pretty nice looking coin. Something I definitely put in the book and wait for an upgrade, especially at the mintage. Now, one thing I know very little about is I don't know if in Redbook Variety 1 and Variety 2 means, sort of the position A versus position B. Oh, I see what it is. Now that I'm looking, this must be the Variety 2. That's what we're on right here. So it is the Variety 2 Philadelphia. See, I'm learning with the rest of you. There's actually 2 Grover Clevelands in 2012. I just noticed that. So we are at the 10.68 million range. Was wishing it was the Variety 1 because that'd be much lower mintage. Okay, so on roll number 6, I'm starting to get the hang of how to do this a little bit faster, but did want to bring you in because I found a really nice lower mintage year. This is the Chester Arthur, and this is a 2012 Philadelphia. And I'll tell you guys what, if you've never hunted dollar coins, the worst part of it is the mint marks and the years are inscribed on the edge lettering, and it's, you know, anything that's been in circulation for some time, it's really hard to get the years off of them. So I've actually had my red book out this whole time because it at least helps me find the year. And then if it's kind of ugly, I don't worry about the mint, but if it looks kind of nice, I do. But that Chester Arthur here in Philadelphia, it's an NIFC, just over 6 million minted, so pretty cool. So we're getting here into roll number 8, and it's the little things when you're hunting something new that kind of tickle you. On one end, we did have one of the Native American dollars. I forget the name of this one, but it's definitely one of those. And we have a nice 1980 Susan B. So interesting enders could lead to an interesting roll. So we've kind of sorted through most of roll number 8, and I think I finally came across a 1979 wide rim. See how wide that rim almost touches the number 1 and the number 9. And to show you guys a similar coin here. See how far away that edge is from the 9 and the 1? Unfortunately, this looks like it's got tape or something all over it, and it's an awful shape. I'll hang on to it as a find, and I'll try to find an internet image to show you what that wide rim looks like, just to compare it to this one. But I'm like 99% sure this is a wide rim, just not worth anything due to all the gunk and muck on it. So just taking a little break here at the 10 roll mark to give you an assessment of where I am having hunted these for the first time. So my method has basically been, as I find them, I separate them by mint mark. I mentioned this earlier in the hunt. And you can see where I've still got holes even for the years 2007 through 2011. I've got my 12s through whatever I find up here, and I've only got 2 so far, other than, I think it was this Chester Arthur that I put up here, because that's definitely going to be a book filler. Then I have the Native American coins up here, just any ones that I find. This is all of them. So I'm just keeping all of those because they're so kind of hard to find. And then anything that is going to be a book filler, I left myself a couple of choices for the 79S up here. And then as far as what things going in the book, I already have, well, that's just a nice find, but 2, 4, 6, 7 coins that are definitely book worthy. And what I'm doing now is the rolls are much, much faster because I've kind of kept the best 2 or 3 that I've found along the way. And if I'm finding duplicates and they're not really nice, I'm just going through them like I would do a quarter hunt. So that's why you see I've actually already started rewrapping some of these. So the rolls are starting to pick up steam. We're starting to move a little bit faster. But as you can see, very heavy on the early years, very, very little on the later years. And out of 10 rolls, I mean, I think this is pretty good finding. And when I say, you know, book fillers, I'm trying to keep really, really nice ones. That was sort of the challenge that was laid out, because theoretically, I could fill up half of one of the books with just the coins we have over here. And I may do that. I may do like a Series 1 and a Series 2, where the Series 1 set of books I have is just, let's fill the holes as fast as we can. The Series 2 will be, we're only going to put the really, really nice stuff in there. So maybe that's what we'll do. But anyway, I'm going to go on and get into roll number 11. Getting into roll number 12, towards the end of the roll, we came across another one of the Native American quarters. This is the Jim Thorpe. It's 2018 is the year. I did not check if it was a Philadelphia or a Denver, but the mintage was really, really low. Let's pull it up over here really quickly. In Red Book, the 2018 Jim Thorpe, we're at 1.4 million, so super duper low mintage on these Native American quarters. So glad to have it. That makes 5 unique ones on the hunt. So I just got the paper off of roll 15, and I don't think that coin is supposed to be there. Just got the wrap off, and I thought, what in the world is that? So let's have a look together. This is Queen Elizabeth II on one side, and we have a $1 Belize from 2003. So our first ever foreign find hunting dollars. So breaking here into roll number 16, and I think we've come across another 1979 Philadelphia wide rim. That's just super duper fat. We're practically touching the 1, practically touching the 9. We'll put that aside as a find. Again, we've got a lot of circulation damage on here, so probably not worth a whole lot of money, but we'll put it aside. Like I said, it looks nicer than the last one we found. So we're getting into roll 19, and we've come across something. I didn't even have it in my cheat sheet, and I noticed it in Redbook, but we have found our first innovation dollar. This one's from Connecticut. I've already checked it. It is a 2020 Philadelphia $1 presidential coin. Now, it's got a lot of crap on it. I'm actually going to stick this in some EasyEst and see if it'll clean this thing up. These dollar coins are like the only coin I've not stuck in that stuff just to see what it would do. But either way, this is something I'm going to hang on to because the mintage is incredibly low. I've got Redbook pulled up over here already. The 2020 Connecticut, I think I said Philadelphia, 436,000 minted. So super duper low mintage on this thing. So another really cool find on the hunt. So just cracked into roll 20 and we've got it laid out. And we've got another, I believe, wide AM. And we actually had two Susan B's back to back on this guy. We got our Philadelphia here, and look at this rim. I mean, again, we're just kissing that 1 and that 9. And we had another 79 right underneath it. And when you compare the two rims, you can see very clearly one is a wide rim, one is a very thin rim. So I think that's our third one on the hunt. Right there, there's the other two. There's number 3. Just got into roll 22. We're about halfway through, and we found another more current dollar. Now, it's in pretty bad shape. This is the Harry S. Truman. I've already checked, and understand I'm having to check because trying to film this makes it really hard. Just finding that date and seeing the mint mark is difficult to do kind of real time. But this is a 2015 Denver. Like I said, it's seen better days. Because it's more current and it is an NIFC, the mintage is going to be super, super low. We're at 3.5 million minted. So getting into roll 23, I got the paper off, and there's one guy sticking out at me really, really shiny there. Now, I've seen some that look good, kind of like the coin. Well, I just dropped it. Some of them have edges that are much easier to read than others, but very few have been this shiny. So let's take a look. And we've got, I can already tell, another innovation dollar. Now, because I don't know these very well, I'm probably not going to know the name of it unless it's just something you read right off. The Underground Railroad from Ohio. Let's see here, what year? I think I saw 2022. 2023 Philadelphia. So pretty cool. We got a current year innovation dollar. Very cool. So we just cracked into roll 24, and we're just a couple of coins in, and we found something we didn't expect to find. We got a proof dollar. This is the Thomas Jefferson, which makes it a 2007. You can see that mirror background finish there. Definitely a proof. 2007. You can actually see the engraving there. 2007S. So I don't think my books have a spot for proof, so this is something I'm just going to flip up and hang on to. So same roll 24, and this is the roll that keeps on giving. We've got another kind of current year, or more current, President's Dollar. This one is the William McKinley, and according to Redbook, this is a 2013. It's right there upside down. Let me see if I can get the mint mark off of it. 2013 Denver, which means we are at a mintage of 3,365,100. Another great find for the board. So on roll 27, and we've got our next find. It's another foreign, and actually I didn't see it when I first got to it because it was the same color as our dollars, but this is a Philippines 5 peso from 2005. Pretty cool. I've never seen this one before, and you guys know I hang on to all my foreign stuff just because I think it's interesting. So still very same roll. Last quarter of the roll, we've come across another current year dollar. This is the Woodrow Wilson. It is the 2013 Philadelphia, and I've already got my book open to it. Let's see here, the 2013 Philadelphia Wilson, little over 4.5 million minted. So same roll. It's the roll that just won't stop giving 5 from the end. We've got another innovation dollar, and this one's in terrible shape, but let's see what one we have. It's the South Carolina Septima Clark. Let's see here. What year is it? It's a 2020 Denver. So we've just kind of been throwing our innovation dollars up there. The 2020 Denver. Let's see here. Well, am I in the right place? Nope, sorry, wrong one. We got to come over here to the innovation dollars. 2020 Denver down here, South Carolina, 397,775 minted. Super low mintage. We're going to roll 28, and we've come across a duplicate, but this one is really, really nice. We've got a Grover Cleveland. Looks like it might even be slightly struck off center. Let's see here. What mint mark do we have? The last one was a Philadelphia. I know that. So we've got another 2012 Philadelphia, but this one will definitely replace the other one in the book. Where do I have it? There it is. You can just see the shine on this one. It's just a much nicer coin. I see another shiny one behind it, though. Let's see what we have. William Howard Taft, which, where is that? That is also a 2013, according to my book. This one is a 2013 Philly. And let's see here, the Taft Philly, 4,760,000 minted. We are all the way up here on roll 30, and we have our next find. It's another more modern find. This is the Dwight D. Eisenhower. According to my little red book here, the Eisenhower, if it's a Philly, we're at 4.9 million. If it's a Denver, we're at 3.645 million, 3.646 million. Pretty low mintages on that guy. Let's see if we can get a date off of this thing. Actually, it's right there, I think. 2015 looks like a P for Philly. Very cool. So we just ripped into roll number 31. And we've got a couple of back-to-backs here. We've got ourselves another Harry S. Truman. Where is our Truman? Right there. We've covered that one already. Let's see if we can find a mint mark. I think the other one was a Philly. This one, too, is a Philly. We'll have to just decide which one's nicer. Probably this one. But right behind it, look at that. That is definitely another proof presidential dollar. This time we have, actually it's a second one. We had the Thomas Jefferson previously, too. This one's a little bit nicer, though, so let's just check out. There's that 2007 S mint mark. So another proof on the box, and we still got a lot more coins to look at in this roll. So we're getting into roll 33, and I haven't gotten the paper all the way off, and we've definitely found something that is foreign. Let's see if we can crack that out. Just like that. What do we have here? Looks like we have some sort of... I'm going to go with Thailand due to the Buddhist temples. That's going to be my guess. It's probably like a, I don't know, a 10 baht or a 10 cent, or I'm not sure what that is. But anyway, it is another foreign for the hunt. So we're getting into roll number 36. We are in the home stretch, and we've come across something else new. It was literally, that was the first coin I went through. The second one looked funny when I pulled it off, and sure enough, it is funny. It is a Thomas Jefferson. What does it say here? 1801, third president of the United States to, looks like, what does that say? Like 1809. And it looks like we have some sort of token or medallion here. I flipped it over the wrong way. Tough to read, tough to read. Anyway, I'll have to look this up, see if there's any value in it. But at the end of the day, looks like it is some sort of token or medallion celebrating Thomas Jefferson, our third president. Looks like maybe brand new. You can pick those up for about $3 a piece on eBay. All right, so very same roll. We're 4 coins from the end, and we've come across another innovation dollar. Let's check it out together here. We have got a Rhode Island. Let's see if we can get a date. And this is literally how I've had to pull a lot of the dates off of these because they're just really hard to read with the naked eye. Looks like a Philly. Let me check my book. Let's see if we can figure out what year that is. That was tough to read. All right, got my red book open. Looks like it is a 2022 Philadelphia, and this is the 2023 red book. So apparently they didn't have the mintages for these yet. So I'm gonna guess they're gonna be pretty low, kind of like these 300 to 400,000 range. But there it is, the 2022 Philadelphia, Rhode Island with unknown mintage. So we are on roll 39. We are in the very, very home stretch, and we've come across another NIFC, one of the harder to find coins, at least as far as I've found from doing this hunt. We've gotten very few from after 2011 or 2012. But this time we came across the Theodore Roosevelt, the Teddy Roosevelt, in really, really good shape. That's going to end up being book worthy. And I believe it is from 2013. Let's see if we can get a mint mark. Looks like it is a Philly. We've got it upside down, but it is a Philly. And that's that position A, position B stuff. If you've never hunted dollars, it's going to drive you crazy because you think, I'm going to stand it up this way and be able to read it. And then you go, nope, it's the other kind, so I got to flip it over so I can read it. So they weren't very consistent in how they struck the lettering. And that's where that position A, B stuff comes from. So he's going to come up here right next to Woodrow Wilson. We've got a Philly. That's another cool find for the hunt. And I shouldn't have turned off the camera because literally 2 coins later, we came across a Lyndon B. Johnson. Not in as good a shape as the last find there, but still not a bad coin nonetheless. Let's see if we can get a mint mark. Looks like this one is a Denver, and Lyndon B. Johnson was a 2015. So let's come over here to the book. I already actually have it pulled up on that page. Lyndon B. Johnson, what did I say it was, a Denver? 4.2 million. Pretty cool. All right, so this is just kind of a pre-wrap up here. We are done going through our rolls. We've got a ton of stuff, but to give you an idea what I'll be going through for the wrap up is, here's all kind of the nicer, if you could call it that. Some of it's the only coins I found from Philadelphia and Denver from 2007 through 2011. And I'll be picking out the best ones to go in the new book. Up here is all stuff that's definitely going in the book, or actual finds or interesting things. Up here, we've kind of got some Susan B. and Sacagawea stuff I got to go through to see if I'm going to keep it. Up here, these are definitely some Susan B's that are going to go in the book. They're definitely book inserts, but I got to pick out the best ones. We have our Native American dollars kind of right in here. We've got 4 of our innovation dollars, and then up here is sort of our 2012 through 20, I think it was 15, or actually 2015 through, whatever the year was, 2016, or I can't remember the years, but the later year presidents. And you can see we have far, far less of these, and I don't think I threw any of these back. So out of $1,000, the latter year presidents, we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 coins of kind of the 2012, 2013 through whatever that last year was. 2020, I think, is the last year they did presidents. So went up through 2016, and then they did 1 year 2020 for President Bush. So lots to get through. I'm going to go clean this up. We'll get down to our final specimens, and we'll go through them one last time and punch them into our book. So I'm still getting through everything, but I wanted to stop here just to give you guys a quick count, because this is the first time I've hunted a box, so I don't know if this is normal or abnormal. But when it came to the Native American dollars, there's a little bit of a separation here, but the 3 sisters I found the most of. These are my 3 best Phillies and my 3 best Denvers, but I had 15 of those in total. When it came to the Great Law of Peace, which was 2010, again, I have 2 Phillies and 2 Denvers to choose from, but in total, I think we had 11. These are also the Great Law of Peace. The Wampanoag Treaty, we had 3, and honestly, the 2 Phillies are not great looking. The Denver's not bad, but we got 3 of those. And then when it came to the later years, we had far, far less. So this is the Native Hospitality from 2014. We had the Mohawk Ironworkers from 2015, and we had 1 Jim Thorpe. Now, this Jim Thorpe's in great shape. These 2 guys, less so. So most of these I'm going to send back to the bank, but I'm going to pick my best couple, and I'll keep those aside for when I do get the Native American books. But is this normal or not? If you hunt dollar coins, this just seemed like an awful lot, considering the later years, like the 12s, 13s, 14s, 15s, and the presidential dollars. I just didn't have that many. And of course, the innovation dollars were super low minted, so I'm shocked to have gotten 4 of those. But anyway, let me keep going through these so we can get to what's going in the books. Okay, so we are at the end. I've got the books that I need to start filling in based on all of these finds, which I will put a video up somehow of probably me fast forward plugging all these things in. I am only going to focus on one book here, so during the wrap up you'll see I might have two of some things. That's for the second set of books, and I'm not going to bother showing me punching those down. But let's start with the wrap up. A couple of cool things. We had 3 foreigns. We did show you each and every one throughout the hunt. I'm not going to go through them again, but we did have 3 foreigns. We did also come across 2 Thomas Jefferson proofs. So we actually do have that San Francisco mint mark on the side of the coin. They are circulated, so there's going to be some wear, but it's still really obvious they're proofs. They've got that mirror finish like any other proof would. We did end up with 3 wide AMs, 1979p. None of them are in exceptionally good shape, but they are wide AMs, and I'll see if I can find some comps for what a 1979 Philly wide AM is going for on eBay, and I'll throw it on the screen for you. And we did have that 1 Thomas Jefferson token, which I showed you earlier is worth. You can get a brand new on eBay for about $3. Maybe you can get them cheaper somewhere else. I don't know. Moving on to our Susan B's, we do have some additional fillers. We found a 1979S. We did find an 80. I think that's a Philly, and an 80 San Francisco. We did have an 81D we found and an 81S that we found. And I think the 81, one of these 81s is a fairly low mintage year, if I recall. I got to pull up my cheat sheet real quick. Hang on. What year was it? It was just 1981 in general was a low mintage. So definitely hanging on to both of those, but they'll get punched down in the book. And then we had a 1999 Philly in Denver. Those were also new for the books. When it comes to starting to just fill out brand new books, I don't have anything for the early Sacagawea year, so I'm going to have to get them. So I have a couple of definitely punch downs for one set of books. I'll probably toss my extras back on there, but maybe I'll pick up 2 sets. I don't know. When it comes for the 2007s through 2011s, basically I've shown you this a couple of times. I've gone through, and my best example is on top. If I have a worse example, it's the second coin underneath, and in some cases you may see only 1 coin because I only found 1 of them within the $1,000. So in the books provided by SHAKERIN, these in particular, I'm only going to put the best examples that I have. If they're not really good examples, they'll get relegated to the second set of books. And if they're really bad, I might not even punch them down. I may just put them in a little folder or a little flip to hang on to for later, just in case I never do find one. So there we have it. There's all my 2007s through 2011s. We already covered all the American Indian dollars. We covered the innovation dollar, so I'm not going to do that again. We didn't really cover the 2012s through the 2015s, but I've separated these out. There's kind of a line you can see right here. These were all Phillies on this side. And I covered most of these throughout the hunt, so I'm not going to call them all out again, but we had 3 Phillies, 1 Denver in 2012. We had 3 Phillies and 1 Denver in 2013. We had no 2014s. We had 2015, we had 2 Phillies, 1 Denver. 2016, we had 1 Denver. And I can't remember where Gerald Ford goes. I probably should have put him somewhere. But anyway, if you know, Gerald Ford belongs somewhere. And I don't have my red book handy, but we got 2 of them. Maybe it's right here in 2016. I can't recall. But that's everything we found on the hunt. I'll see if I can back way out here. I can tell you guys, this was so much fun. I really appreciate SHAKERIN kind of turning me on to this. He's been asking me for probably 6 or 7 months to do this. And he did send me that care package that I covered in a previous video to just kind of poke me a little bit to get me started. And I can tell you, this was so much fun. It's definitely something I'm going to do. Not every week. It's kind of tough to get $1,000 and tie up $1,000 to do this, but at least a couple of times a month, maybe twice a month or 3 times a month, I'll do my best to see if I can get a box of dollars and go through it and get these books filled out. If you are an avid coin roll hunter and you're looking for a change of pace, this was really kind of fun. I mean, it's way different than looking at quarters, way different than looking at halves. You're not really as tuned into the varieties because there aren't that many. Many of these coins are NIFCs because they were never really released into circulation, even though obviously we're finding them into circulation. So it's a fun hunt. You know, if you're trying to fill out a book, if you're a coin collector, this is a great deal of fun. Now, on the flip side, this looks like I might have 2 or 3 rolls worth of quarters on the table, when in reality, I think I still have 4 full rolls of dollar coins sitting here. So there's $100 in coins sitting right here on the table. And that's a lot to have to backfill, right? So normally you go through a box of quarters, you keep 5, 10, 15, 20 quarters, right? I mean, you're out a couple of bucks. When you do this the first time and start filling out some books, you're going to be 50 or 100 bucks in the hole filling out those books. So keep that in mind if you do decide to start hunting dollar coins. So with that, I hope you enjoyed it. I had a ton of fun. Thank you again to SHAKERIN for providing the books, for providing the incentive. I really appreciate it. If you did like this video, drop on down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know you liked it. Let me know you hated it if you didn't like it. I know it's going to be kind of a long video because it's the first time I've done it, and I wanted to lead you through my experience. And just let me know in the comments. If you're new to the channel and you want to follow this series or any other coin roll hunts that I have on the channel or anything else that I happen to post, solving Rubik's Cubes, talking about gold and silver, whatever it is, I post lottery tickets. Mainly it's coin roll hunting, but occasionally I do post the random video. Make sure you do click on that subscribe button and then click that little bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. I'd love to see you in the community. I'd love to see you in the comments down below. Special thanks and shout out to my channel members. If you're interested in being able to see my videos anywhere from a few hours to a day or two early, make sure you do check out those memberships. And with that, I hope you guys are doing well. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.